Hi everyone, let's talk makeup. And by the way, if you don't recognize my shirt, well, bonus points if you do. But if you don't, it's because I'm filming this Sunday the 17th. This is a Mexican jersey shirt. I've been watching the World Cup and my team's Mexico. And if you haven't heard, I would like to inform you that we just beat Germany. We beat Germany, which is the toughest team in our group, and it's just amazing. All right, I'm still on a little bit of an emotional high from the win because soccer is life right now. Soccer is life. But anyway, a haul today. So what I wanted to share is a haul of books that I've both purchased recently and that a few that I've gotten from the library recently that I wanted to share with you all. So first off, a couple of used books that I picked up at my local used bookstore. The first is Guy de Maupassant's Bel Ami, and I've read excerpts of Maupassant's work back in college, but I'm trying to get a reading the French classic series started in my channel. And so I have quite a few already, but when I saw this at the bookstore, I went ahead and picked it up. So I don't know that much about it, other than it's a classic written by a classic French writer. Let's see, this, I'll read you the back real quick. It says, Georges Duroy is a down and out journalist from a humble background who engineers a stunning rise to the top of Parisian society through his relationships with influential and wealthy women. Making the most of his charm and good looks, his admirers nickname him Bel Ami. Duroy exploits the weaknesses of others to his own advantage, in the process betraying the woman who has most selflessly supported him. Published in 1885, Bel Ami is not only a vivid portrait of a glamorously corrupt and long-vanished Paris, but also a strikingly modern expose of the destructiveness of unconstrained ambition, sex, and power. So it's set in the 19th century France, in particular 19th century Paris. It's a very dynamic, very exciting period. So I'm excited to delve into this one at some point. Next book that I picked up at my local used bookstore is Kristen Hanna's The Nightingale. It's a story set in World War II. That's really all I know about this. I know some people have really enjoyed it. It's quite a thick book I'm seeing now. It's got 570 pages. But I love stories set in World War II. I have a PhD in French history, and so I tend to look at these kinds of books a little bit more critically because I know the history so well. I teach it in my courses, but I'm excited to kind of binge read a bunch of World War II fiction, so that might also be something else coming up in my channel. I don't want to know that much more about The Nightingale. It's set in France, in occupied France, and I could give I have given whole lectures on World War II France. A lot of people don't know those stories, and it's actually really interesting. I mean, if you're interested in war, if you're interested in World War II, what happens in France is super, super interesting. But all right, on to the books I bought where did I buy these? Oh, I bought them from the Ripped Bodice. I actually wanted to make a trip down to the Ripped Bodice, but they're in Culver City in LA, and LA traffic is just, like, I'm not that far away from them, but I would have to battle through LA traffic, and I was just like, I don't feel like it right now, so I just placed an order online from their store. Excuse me. The first book I got was one that everybody's been raving about, and it's The Seven Husbands of Emily Hugo by Taylor Jenkins Reid. And I don't know that much about it, other than it is the story of a woman who is a really famous fictional actress in Hollywood, and she invites a reporter to or a woman to write the story of her life. And so she's detailing, her life and the story of, her 7 husbands. Honestly, the premise doesn't sound very interesting, but most people that have read it really, really love it. So there has to be a lot more to it, right? So I'm really interested, very intrigued by this one. So I went ahead and purchased it, and it's out now in paperback. So that's awesome for those of us that want to spend a little bit less money on it. Another book I purchased from the Ripped Bodice is this one. It's called Ask Me About My Uterus, A Quest to Make Doctors Believe in Women's Pain by Abby Norman. So this sounds like it's nonfiction, and that's really great for me. This is something that is a huge interest of me, the way in which women are treated in the medical and health industry. I wrote my dissertation on the French abortion movement, so women's relationship to medicine is a huge interest. And this one's not set in Europe, but it is still something that I'm really interested in reading. So I don't know, let me know if you'd be interested in seeing this appear in a TBR, in a wrap-up, something like that. I won't do a full review of it, but something like that I'd be willing to talk about in my channel if anybody's interested. And I don't usually do a ton of nonfiction on this channel, but I do read a lot of nonfiction. Alright, we're actually almost done with the books that I purchased. The last book that I purchased in the last month and a half is Erotic Stories for Punjabi Widows. This is a book that my book club is actually reading, and this is now at the very top of my TBR channel because as I'm filming this, I think I have 3 days to read it before my book club meets. So, I think the premise is just that this is about Indian women that are coming together at some sort of club or like class in their community, and as they get together they kind of start just talking to each other and writing what ends up becoming kind of romance stories and erotica, where they realize they don't have a ton of information, and a younger woman kind of teaches them or helps and guide the discussion about sex and sexuality. I'm not 100% sure. It sounds interesting though, and I'm excited to read it and to talk about it with my book club. So I'll definitely be updating you on this book in my June wrap-up. Okay, so that's it for the books I read, but I requested a bunch of books on my library that I wanted to share with you because usually it takes a while, and when I ordered them or when I got on the wait list for these books, it seemed like I wasn't going to get them anytime soon, but a bunch of them just came in. So the first one, this one was actually didn't have a wait, but it's Meg Cabot's Size 12 and Ready to Rock, which if I'm not mistaken is the second to last book in the Heather Wells series, which I'm really into if you've seen any of my videos. So definitely be reading that one. The next book, that's also probably the one I'm going to read right after Erotic Stories for Punjabi Widows, is Leon Moriarty's Big Little Lies. Super interested. Everybody's been talking about it. I haven't seen the TV show and I want to, so I thought I would read the book first. And that I got that in from my library about a week ago, so I need to hurry up and read that one before I need to return it. And the one that just came in, literally like I think it's 2 days ago, what is called The Curious Incident of the Dog in the Night Time by Mark Haddon. And I don't remember too much about this book other than I've kind of been wanting to take a look at it and read it for quite a while. I saw that my library had it on ebook, so I got on the waiting list for it, and then all of a sudden I guess everybody who was in front of me on the waiting list must have either returned it or not read it, something. Now I have it, so I have something like 19 days to read it. So those are all at the top of my TBR pile at the moment, but that is it. Kind of a short haul, but it includes some books that I bought, some new, some used, and then a little bit of a library haul there. Let me know if you've read any of the books that I mentioned in this haul, and let me know if I should move any of those up in my TBR. I'm always happy to hear when a book is really good because those are the ones I'm going to get to first. But thank you so much for watching this video, and I'll see you in the next one. Bye!